Hello and welcome to Harry's Animals, where today I'll be showing you how to make 6 DIY toys for hamsters and other small pets out of recycled items from around the house. For the first DIY toy, you'll need some tubes and some of this shredded cardboard, which is mainly used for protecting packages, but since this is made from recycled cardboard boxes, you have to check for any ink or tape before giving this to your pets. You need to tear some of the strands apart and push the tubes into the gaps to create a sort of carrier net for your pet to climb on. For this homemade toy, you'll need some cardboard and some scissors. Your first step is to bend the cardboard into an arc. Then you need to cut different shapes into the arc to make lots of hidey holes. To make the third very simple toy, you'll need a small tube, some scissors, and some string. First, cut the tube into a spiral shape by starting at one of the ends and cutting around the tube several times, gradually moving towards the other end. You can just leave it like this and place it on the floor of the cage, however I wanted to provide Lola with a little more mental stimulation by hanging it up. To do this, you can bend over one of the ends of the spiral, then cut a small slit in it so that when you bend it back, the string can fit through it and can be tied to the top of the cage. For the next toy, you'll need tubes of any size, scissors, blue tack, and a sharp pencil. This toy is very simple to make, however it can be quite fiddly. The first step is to push the pencil through the tube and into the blue tack so that the pencil doesn't hurt your hands or damage your table. Then cut across into the tube using the hole made by the pencil. Fold the flaps back, then push another tube into that hole. You can make this toy as large as you want, and if you own gerbils, it would be a good idea to bury it beneath some of the substrate so that they have to dig and find the maze. The next things that you'll need are a large thick tube. I used one which was used to protect a poster, but you can also use a kitchen roll tube. Some string, and I used some Cecil string, which came from an old Cecil carrot toy, but you can just use normal string. If you are using quite a thick tube, then you may need a hammer to help make the hole, and a screwdriver, which won't be needed if you are using a thin tube, as a sharp pencil will be fine. The first step to making this toy is to poke a hole at either end of the tube. If you are using a thick tube, then you may need to get an adult to help you, as the screwdriver can easily slip and injure somebody or damage your furniture. Then, cut a length of string in half and thread a piece through the hole that you just made and tie it in place. Do the same for the other side, and this toy can be hung up in your hamster's cage, providing them with a hanging walkway between two platforms. The final toy can be quite fiddly and can take a little while to make, however it can encourage your pet to climb on it to get some treats. You will need a large tube, some blue tack, some scissors, some string, and a sharp pencil. You need to poke some holes about an inch from one another, starting from one of the edges, trying to make them all the same size. Then, cut the holes into rings, bearing in mind the height of the cage that it will be put in. I only use 4 rings as Lola's Hamster Heaven is 38 centimeters tall. On one of the rings, poke a hole wide enough for the string to be threaded through, and on all of the other ones, poke a hole at the top and the bottom. Thread the string through the holes and remember to have the ring with only one hole at the bottom of the chain. And finally, cut the string at the top and tie it to the top of the cage. I hope that you make some of these toys for your own pets and that you also found this video interesting. If you did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to catch all of my future videos, and I'll see you next time.